sometimes a little too much. Growing up, I had always known that certain things in my life would be decided for me. Where I went to school, what I studied, even what I wore at family gatherings. But I never thought my own marriage would become a business deal. I was 25 when my parents sat me down with beaming smiles and told me about the amazing opportunity they'd arranged. I thought it might be a job interview or a networking event. Instead, it was a marriage proposal to Dexter, the son of my father's longtime business partner, Warren. I was stunned. Don't get me wrong, Dexter wasn't a bad guy. He was polite, well-spoken, and we'd met at a few formal dinners. But I felt nothing for him. No spark, no connection, nothing. My heart already belonged to someone else, Logan. We met in college, and for the past 2 years, he had been my anchor, my best friend, and the love of my life. But my parents never approved of him. He wasn't from our community, as they would say. He didn't have a prestigious last name or a trust fund. He was just a hardworking guy with dreams and a lot of love to give. When I told my parents that I didn't want to marry Dexter, they were furious. "You're being selfish," my father said. "This marriage will secure your future and save the business. You're too young to know what real love is," my mother added dismissively. It wasn't just about me, I realized. My father had been struggling to keep his company afloat. They were hoping this marriage would be the lifeline. Warren would invest heavily in the business if our families were united. I felt sick. I tried to reason with them, to explain that love and marriage shouldn't be transactional, but they wouldn't budge. Plans were already being made behind my back, venues booked, invitations drafted. They thought I would eventually give in, that I'd be too ashamed to rebel. But I wasn't. The night before they were going to make the official announcement, I packed a small bag and left. Logan and I got married the next day at the courthouse. No big wedding, no expensive gown, no guests, just us, a witness, and the vows we wrote ourselves. It was the happiest and scariest day of my life. We moved into a tiny studio apartment. It was barely enough for 2 people, but it was ours. Logan worked overtime, and I picked up freelance gigs wherever I could. Some nights we barely had enough money for groceries, but we had love, and for a while, that was enough. My parents disowned me. My mother blocked my number. My father sent a cold, formal message telling me I had humiliated the family. I found out through my cousin that they went ahead with booking the original wedding venue for a canceled wedding. My mom was devastated, not just because I ran off, but because of the loans they had taken to impress Warren's family. Turns out, Warren wasn't as financially stable as he pretended. His business crumbled 6 months later, and Dexter, thank God, was able to escape the mess. He eventually got into a relationship with someone he genuinely cared about, and he even messaged me once, thanking me for not going through with it. Meanwhile, Logan and I kept building. Slowly, we started saving. I got a steady remote job. We moved into a slightly bigger apartment. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a home built on love and mutual respect. And then, last month, on our 1-year anniversary, we did something symbolic. We got professional wedding photos taken in a little field outside the city. Logan wore his best suit. I wore a secondhand white dress that I had found in a thrift shop. We laughed, kissed, danced, and for the first time in a long while, I felt at peace. I sent one photo to my mother. No message, no explanation, just the picture. The response came 2 days later, a voicemail from her, crying. She talked about how things had gone wrong, how the business was downsizing, how she missed me. She didn't apologize, not directly, but it was the first crack in the wall she had built. I haven't responded yet. I'm I'm still healing. My parents treated me like a pawn in their game, and I don't know if I can forgive that. But I know this much. I chose my own happiness. I married the man I loved. And no matter what my family says or does, I will never regret that decision. Because love isn't a contract, and I refuse to be bought.